Good morning.
Hi.
Ami, how are you?
Yes. Hi, Anne.
So good to see you. It's been so long.
Yes, yes. It's I'm not minding this forced stay at home at all. I'm enjoying quilting and stuff and reading.
You've found lots of things to do.
Oh, I always have lots of things to do. I'm not a good housekeeper, so this house needs work all the time.
Oh, that's so good. That's what part of this is going to be. We're going to check in with everybody and see how people are doing and talk about what might come next for our Fresh Conversations program in all this uncertainty.
Yeah, crazy, 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 crazy.
Yeah, I don't. Hi. How are you?
Good. Jane Clement. I don't know if you remember me.
I do remember you. How's your summer going?
Good. I'm really busy now with yard work and gardening and things. I retired in March, so everything is new.
You got kind of a double, like retire in March and then stay at home.
Yeah. It wasn't exactly what retirement was supposed to look like, but oh well.
Here it is, huh?
Yep.
Well, we're gonna, hopefully people will be checking in soon. Let's see, I see Omni, I see Janet. Who else do we have on? Melody, Christine, Lynette, Rose. Hi, Rose. We've never met in person.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
No, not yet. Now we have.
I thought I would be down to, I thought I would be to Marshalltown by now to watch you present, but
I know. Me too.
here we are. So I think we're just going to give people a few minutes until we see how many people end up. We've got 8 participants so far, and we'll just give everybody a few minutes.
Missy, are you there? It just says Missy is joining, and I have admitted her, but she says it's waiting.
It waited for me too for a while.
Okay. Ami, did you go on your cruise?
No, it was canceled.
That's good.
Yeah, it was canceled. Oh, heck no. I told my daughter, I told her when this just started, I said, and there were some cruise people sitting on the cruise. I said, I'm not going. No matter. And then they canceled it, yeah.
Well, maybe another time, huh?
Well, it's hard to get your money back from them. So I don't know if I want to support them again, yeah.
Really? You would think if they canceled it that it wouldn't be no big deal.
Oh, everything is a big deal with this. Are you also drinking coffee, are you?
No, mine's orange juice this morning in a cup.
I will not let you alone. I'll be drinking my coffee, so.
Yeah, I'm drinking my coffee. I put it, I like it hot, so I put it in my thingy that I don't have to go and nuke it.
I was outside on Tuesday and I almost went out this morning and sat, but all my deck furniture was wet. So I was too lazy to wipe it dry.
Did it rain last night? And
I think it's just very
so humid out.
It was damp, very, very wet, but it did not rain here. Let's try this.
It rained in Marshalltown.
Well, I saw there was a big thunderstorm. Well, I shouldn't say big. A small thunderstorm over one little area of Iowa County this morning that was like a severe thunderstorm warning, and now they have a flash flood warning for that little teeny tiny spot.
Oh, no.
Well, Janet, should we give people like maybe another minute? Because I just want to be super respectful of everybody's time. I see Angie, nice to see you.
Hi.
Kayla on.
We will get booted off in 40 minutes because I don't have the premium account. Okay. So we need to keep these as close to that 35-minute mark as we can. Missy did not make it on. Maybe she's going to try again.
Angie, are you representing Decorah?
I thought I thought Sue and Jackie are going to join too, so they'll be here.
I might have to leave early.
That's okay. I think maybe what I'll do really quick is I'll just do a quick through, like a kind of a run through of our agenda. I did send a note out that is kind of a tentative agenda for the 4 weeks. And this is in lieu of us all getting together. I think it's the best we can do right now. I know it's not ideal, but Janet and I really want this to be kind of conversational and just kind of think about where do we go. So today, Janet's going to give us all just an update on what she knows right now from the area agency, and that's going to be fluid, and it's probably going to change week to week. And then I thought, Janet, maybe just a quick update on the farmer market coupons, because that's always good for us to know where we're at.
Here you are. Missy made it.
Oh, good. And so did let me see who else has popped on. Colleen, I see her. But then I want to run through the 4 cardiovascular, the 4-part series, and maybe we could start to just talk about those. And I also would like to know who did March, because when we come back, the question is, do we start with March or do we just jump to the second one? So that's kind of my outline for our discussion today. And with that, I think I'll just turn it over to Janet for like maybe a 5 to 10 minute update on what's going on at the area agency, any thoughts on Fresh Conversation, and what's going on with the farmers market.
Okay, so Val Horner, admit. Okay, so good morning. Some of you who work with NEI 3A, I'm sure you've heard some, but I don't know how much your regional coordinators are sharing with you from our admin meetings, and how much that stuff changes daily. And so you may hear something that you haven't heard before yet, or I apologize if it's a repeat. Of course, Fresh Conversations was designed and has been evidence-based as part of the senior centers programming, and only in person. There has been really no studies and no work on doing it virtually in any way, shape, or form. So until we can get together as a group again in a small group setting, whether that's 10 or 4 or 20, we really can't do Fresh Conversations the way it's designed to be done. The governor has not given the okay yet for us to do this. Therefore, our senior centers aren't opening yet. The AAAs, so there are 6 of them in Iowa, are working together to create what we believe to be a safe format for our centers to open. But we can individually as an agency say, oh, we're not ready to open yet. But if the governor pushes and says, senior centers may now open, there could be some centers that are open for business again. Not necessarily ours, but in locations where they're holding activities for seniors, they could be open. We don't know when that might happen. It's all based on the numbers, the governor's metrics that she likes to talk about. So our thought was, and based on some of the gatings and phasings that the ACL and the federal government put out back in early May, late April actually, they were indicating that 2 weeks after bars opened, that it would be okay for older individuals to be out and about as long as the numbers stayed flat or, didn't go up very much. So if you go by that, which the governor has not necessarily followed those phasing guidelines from the White House in her plan so far, so there's no telling that she would, but the bars opened last Thursday. So 2 weeks from that might mean that she comes and says, you're open. I don't believe that our agency will do that. So we don't look at having any opportunity for us to get together as a group again. Maybe August, maybe. If it were to be any time before that, I would be shocked. I'd be very, very surprised. So right now, there's not a whole lot of activity going on in terms of when we can do Fresh Conversations as it was intended to be done again. I'm having a small meeting tomorrow with some of the folks from IDPH, the public health, and somebody from Iowa State University. Have you, now some of you, maybe Kayla, you may have heard of it, the Grand Pads?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So there's, iPads have unique characteristics that make them quite user-friendly. And so a company has developed software that they kind of completely reboot an iPad and make it user-friendly for seniors. And so we're, as a state, all the AAAs are working together to get a bunch of these. And that's what I'm going to talk to them about, to see if they might be willing to work with us and with the GrandPad makers to see if we could develop a virtual Fresh Conversations program. I have no idea where it's going to go or not. I don't know. We've also talked about doing it through conference calls. Like you may be able to set up a conference call with your group, mail them the newsletter, and they all call at 11:15 on Thursday morning. And you have a Fresh Conversations virtual phone conference with them. For us, through the Area Agency on Aging, those of you who get it, that counts as a nutrition education unit. So we could count that as a unit of education for them if you want to do that and if you have the time and if you're interested in doing that. Some of you may not have access to their phone numbers. You may not even be able to mail them the newsletters because you just don't have that access. So say for you, Jane or Melody or Jill, maybe we can figure out a way to make that happen. If it gets into July and August and even into September and we're still not going, we can maybe make that happen. So there's options out there. We just kind of need to talk about how you best want to try to do it and how we can help support that. And then afterwards, we'd like to know who participated in it so that we could then report that as a unit of work that we're doing with you to help educate people.
Yep. So one of the goals that Janet and I had talked about is there's this 4-part cardiovascular series. And when they worked to develop it, they intentionally left the months off with the exception of the month of March because they didn't know this was coming. And so, yeah, we've been talking with them about, as Janet said, because this is evidence-based, would they are there ways to allow other ways to deliver it? And I think we're in flux, but by talking about this 4-part series during the month of June, it's going to help me identify ways to help you be better prepared when we're ready to go. So Janet,
can I just interject? May I interject here? I promise you that my group of seniors would not really be interested unless they can taste something. Yeah. I know that for a fact. The first thing they want to know, what did you bring to eat?
Guys, it's true though, Ami. I mean, they do come for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Janet, do you want to give a quick farmer market update?
Yep. So most of you know that we are doing the farmers market this year. In order to help minimize exposure, we're doing mail-in primarily everywhere. So if you have individuals who want to receive those farmers market checks, encourage them to call the number, and I can't tell you exactly what it is at this minute. I can email that to you all. But to call the number and have the application mailed to them. Once that's processed on our end, we mail the checks back out to them. If they don't want to do that, they can wait until after July 15th because we do have some local distribution dates and times set up locally. We're not really gonna advertise those because seriously, we don't know if people should still be out and about in July. We just don't know yet. So that's kind of one of those, let's keep it off here in the, shh, don't tell people. But if we get to the point that they say, yeah, seniors can be out and moving around, we'll advertise it a little bit, but we still think it would be a lot less time and labor intensive on your end if the centers aren't open yet to have them do it via mail. They can use those checks till October 31st. They can be distributed through August 30 days has September, the end of August. And so there's still plenty of time after July 15th for them to use those checks. We're also seeing, so for those of you, Rose, and not maybe Lynette so much, but Kayla, we're arranging to have envelopes stuffed with a letter, just giving instructions on how to get the checks, the application, and the intake form, at each one of the offices. So in the Decorah office, they'll be outside and you can just go pick them up. And even bring them back there and drop them in a box, and then we'll take care of it from there. So they won't actually have to mail it if they don't want to do that. In Dubuque, the same thing. They'll have access to those applications. And in Marshalltown, I think Carol was going to find a spot right outside the bank door, or maybe at the VFW. I don't know. Is anybody at? Can't hear you, Rose.
Yeah, I don't know. She has not mentioned that to me.
We just talked about it. It was just like yesterday or the day before.
So I am, excuse me, I'm going to the office today to print all those flyers.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll give her a call while I'm up there and see what she wants me to do with them.
Well, the best bet I can give you right now is it's through the mail. That's really what we want to do. Is they call us,
Right.
Get the address and name, and then mail them the application. They return it, and we mail it back to them. So.
But there's nobody at the VFW or at the office now.
Okay.
So
What they were thinking about doing is at the office is just having a little table, because the applications, there's nothing confidential. There's nothing expensive about those. We can photocopy those as much as we want. So there's a poster
Right.
available that says, take one of these envelopes if you're interested in farmers market checks. Everything you need is in this envelope. So that
okay.
would need to be
Yeah.
monitored very closely.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Janet.
Yep.
So what I'd like to do next is I want to introduce to you two of our new facilitators. I'm so excited to have them with us. They just haven't gotten a chance to facilitate yet. So Rose McClure is from Marshalltown, and she's going to be taking over for Robin down there, and then possibly doing some other areas. And we'll go through here and have everybody introduce themselves, but really excited to have you in that part of the state and working with us and representing Fresh Conversations. And then in Cresco, Maya Noose she has taken the position that Sandy Hagan had at the Cresco, at the hospital there in Cresco. And as part of her duty, she's going to be taking over Fresh Conversations. She lives in Sumner and then commutes to Cresco. So what I would like you each to do is just go around and just introduce yourself. Tell us, because some of you know each other, and then like Maya and Rose, you haven't had a chance to meet our very, very talented and diverse group of facilitators. So if we could just do that really quickly, and then would you tell us if you had a chance to do the March Fresh Conversations program? So just quick introduction, and we can start with Rose, because I'm seeing you on my screen.
Okay. I'm Rose McClure. I'm in Marshalltown. And I will be jumping over and doing some in Poweshiek as well. I don't know any more than that at this point, but yeah, I've seen Fresh Conversations done before. Brittany has done it, but I was scheduled to do my first one, I believe, in March. And that's when the world changed. And so I have not had the opportunity to do that yet.
Okay. We'll just, I can just kind of call people out. How about Ami?
Hi, I'm Ami Hugo. I'm in Gothenburg, and I've been doing it for how many years? I don't know.
Oh, Ami, I think we're originals, you and I. So
Probably, yeah.
5 or 6.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's fun. I love the seniors, and they do learn something. And what I always do is tell them to share it with their children and with their grandchildren, to stop baking cookies for their grandchildren, rather make healthy stuff. So I always tell them, share it with you, because these are lovely flyers, and you know, we don't want it to stop there. It has to go further.
Ami, were you able to do March, or were we shut down?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. How
Yeah,
about?
I can't remember. I really can't remember. I can't remember my. What was the subject in March?
It was the introduction to our cardiovascular series.
I don't think so. No, I don't think I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's when the things hit the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think things did hit the fan. Yep. How about our Decorah crew? I see Jackie Budwig and Angie there. And many of you may not have met Jackie yet. She's working part-time with Angie there at the Winneshiek Medical Center and also new to facilitating, but just came on a little ahead of Maya.
So I'm Jackie Budwig, here from Decorah. I only had one time, are we unmuted?
Yeah, here we are.
Okay. I only had one time that I was able to do the Fresh Conversations. I did a Super Bowl topic. It was super fun. And then COVID came, so I haven't been able to do it since. So looking forward to starting it up again.
Thanks, Jackie. Angie?
I'm Angie Pellet. I've been doing this for a while now. I don't remember how long, but it's really fun. It's fun to see the people every time. And we did not do the March one. I know that because we usually do it at the end of the month, and that's when everything was kind of hit the fan, like you said. So,
Guys.
and we do have a couple other facilitators that
Yes.
I don't know if they're on or not. They're I think kind of busy.
You have Susan Bornick and
Kim.
Kim. Yes, Kim is in their food service department. She does a wonderful job as well. So.
Yeah, so we all just kind of take turns different months and rotate.
Yeah, you guys got a nice system going there.
Yeah, it works good.
We have Jane Clement, and Jane is in the Dyersville area.
Yes, and I just do it like every other month. I share that site with Colleen Lawler. And Colleen was actually going to do the March program for me because I was in the midst of retirement the week that all of this happened. And so I can't even tell you whether she did it or not. I don't think that she did. So
She's on with us, so we'll find out.
Colleen, oh, I see her now. Yes, okay.
Okay, Colleen, that's probably a good introduction to you.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if my audio worked or not. So March, no, we usually do Dyersville about the third week of March. So no, we did not do that.
And Colleen, did you or Jackie by chance do any of the Dubuque sites yet, or not in March either?
That we always do the third week. So I don't think we did anything in March.
Nope, you'd have been right in the mess.
Yep.
Thank you. Lynette, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lynette Miller. I do Fresh Conversations at 3 sites. I have Dorothy's in Iowa Falls and in Grundy Center. For the month of March, I got 2 of them in, Grundy Center and Eldora. I got 2 of those in, but Iowa Falls was left out.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hope everything's going well in your neck of the woods.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. How about Sheila Brinks?
Hi, so I work out of our West Union meal site, and I do Fresh Conversations in Fredericksburg and Elkader, and I did not do any of the March times with those groups.
Okay, thank you. And Kayla, in her area, when you mentioned West Union, that means we have Melody Patrick with us.
Hi, I'm Melody Patrick, and I do the West Union meal site, and I have for, I don't even know how many years. You know, time flies when you're having fun. We did not do marches.
Okay, perfect. That's good to know. Everything going well in West Union for you?
I can't complain.
Good, good. We would also have Jill Weber. I know I saw that Jill was on. Jill has, she too has a number of sites.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm Jill Weber, and I have Green and Dumont, and I was able to see them in March. I was not able to get to Cedar Falls. And I've been doing Fresh Conversations, is it 3 years, I think?
I think it is. I can't believe how fast that time has gone, Jill. You guys, Jill is an excellent resource. You all are. But Jill works for ISU Extension. And so she's got some resources available. And she did just, I think you do some great things.
Well, thank you. I enjoy everyone with Fresh Conversations a lot. So
Yeah. So if you need poster ideas, Jill's a good one to check out the Fresh Conversations Facebook page. So thank you. I have down you did not do Cedar Falls. Okay. Melody, let's see, Melody. Val Horner is in New Hampton.
I think she disappeared.
Okay.
I was just looking and I'm like, well, where did Val go? She was here, but she's
You know, virtually we can all disappear once.
I don't know where she is.
I'll speak for Val. She's in the extension office, I bet, and someone probably called on the phone would be my bet. So she's doing well.
Good, good. And we'll just check in with her if she did that. I see Christine Smolik. Christine, how are you doing?
Christine, are you here, hon?
I see
She
that.
may have not switched her audio on.
She may. We'll check back in a little bit. How about Missy?
In Independence, Iowa, and I'm an outreach specialist. I teach 3 Fresh Conversation and Owine.
Do you have Independence, Owine, and we didn't catch that third one?
No, I have Dunkerton, Owine, and Manchester.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. But you're in Independence.
Right.
Because Roxanne has Independence. And Roxanne is with Extension. So were you able to get any of those done, Missy?
I just have been cutting out and I just got back on, so I don't know what you mean.
Oh, were you able to do Manchester, Dunkerton, or Owine in March?
No.
Okay.
I will say for all of you that looking at our calendar, the 3rd week of the month is just swamped with your classes. So as everyone has said already, that's when, you know what, hit the fan. And so we have a lot of them that you guys just never had a chance to get those classes in for March. I totally understand that.
Yep. And part of that comes from, if you want a little history on that, when the program originally started, we were all encouraged to do them towards the end of the month because of the way the newsletters were distributed and just the way things got going. And so a lot of schedules just ended up that way. Karen, how are you doing?
Good morning. I am doing fine. We're just kind of staying at home and staying quiet, so.
Yep, Karen's in Bellevue.
Yes. And I did not get the March one done. I was excited about it, but it just didn't work out.
Okay, well, good to know that you're safe and that all is well. I didn't see that Roxanne was on our list. I see Deb is here.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
We can. Deb's
Hey, how's everybody? I'm excited to get this up and going again. I'll tell you, I miss people. Well, my exciting news was I was all ready to start Fresh Conversations in LaPorte City for March. And then that's when the pandemic struck us. So, and they're excited to have me. So once we get the word, I will be going there first. I did not get Tama's in March. And then also I'm going to be assisting Rose with Grinnell, Poweshiek County.
Oh, Darla's going to be...
Darla's is retiring at the end of the month. And so Rose and I will be taking over Poweshiek County.
I feel like I've been with you guys so long that we're getting to retirements now. So this is when you have history with people.
Right. And those that can't see my picture, I apologize. My screen is broke and my camera. That's just another obstacle. But anyway, I'm here in Tama and I'm in Tama County. So I'm excited to get back to normal.
Good to have you. I think I'd covered everybody that's here except that we couldn't hear Val, and we weren't able to hear Christine. The people that were missing, trying to think, Patty Schultz is going to join us late. Patty has walk-on. She started Kelmer and she started Lime Springs, so she's out and about and busy. So hopefully she'll get to join us. But I think most of hers, oh, and she also has Monona. So she may have gotten Monona in at the beginning of the month. But that really helps me understand, thinking about moving forward, if we're going to just like redo March, or if, you know, because it's been long enough that people might actually not really remember, or we could put a new twist on March and then move forward. I am going to talk with you just a little bit about the 4-part series that we have coming up on cardiovascular disease. And one of the things that you should all be aware of is that we are having a transition within Fresh Conversations. And Doris Montgomery, who had been writing all of the letters and coordinating the work from the state level, she also retired. So we are not sure. We have not been told who the new state coordinator will be. But what the state did is they made a decision that they're going to have a newsletter writer and then the state coordinator. So they're trying to move forward with the newsletter, and that's why we're going to go to this 4-part series, and it's just going to take us a little while to figure out what our new normal is. But I thought it would be helpful during at least our first 2 meetings to talk a little bit about those 4 series, and just to kind of see what you think. And it really helps me when I start to do some notes for each of you to be able to say what kinds of things, what types of things do you want me to be able to prepare for you. So Janet, I don't know if you're able to give me the screen. It says that the host had disabled the screen sharing, but I'd like to put the newsletter up for March so we could just talk about it if that's possible.
Well,
I think under screen sharing, can you enable screen sharing? You've got all the power, Janet.
I can share whatever I have on my computer right now, but it does not have my ability to share with you. And I thought I could do that as well.
Well, you and we may talk about, maybe it's in the Zoom, maybe we have to go into where the Zoom meeting gets sent out. If you guys have the handout, do you have with you the newsletter that I sent, or just like kind of the agenda I sent out yesterday, that email?
If we go to our emails, then we'll click out of the photo.
Which one did you want?
You want to put up March, if you can, Janet. It might have a 1 by it somewhere.
Oh, the one I have had a 2. The March newsletter?
The March newsletter.
Okay.
Just because we've been away from this for so long that I honestly think, listening to how many people actually did it, we could do a twist on March, and that's where we would potentially start. So with you, when you look at the March newsletter, you're going to see that it's very much a kind of an overview on cardiovascular disease.
I've got it, yeah.
Yep. So, which is really an issue for so many of our participants. And I think they did a nice job just kind of talking about how it works. And one of the themes that you're going to see throughout is this discussion on how high blood pressure really does increase your risk for heart disease, as well as managing stress and talking about sleep. And then I believe that the recipe that they had in this month was banana ice cream.
Again, we had that a few months ago. 2 months ago, we had that too, that recipe.
Well, so I think what happened, Ami, is when we were doing December, January, and February, those were the state had made it, and we were kind of just on our own to create our own newsletters for those few months. And then what happened is we just happened to pick banana ice cream as one of those items that we did. So let's just talk about March, you know, kind of when we come back, we can do something else. It doesn't have to be banana ice cream.
Okay.
But thinking about this, what types of activity or what things would come to mind that you might want to discuss in March? Or using just, you guys are also good about sharing ideas for activity. And I think that's one of the things that people really appreciate. So just thoughts on March, or maybe like Jill, I know you did some already, Lynette, you did, if you want to share what went really well.
This is Jill, and I don't recall that we did activity, but I would say that they loved the banana ice cream. And I took some fresh fruit with it chopped up, and that went really well.
Did you fold that in like they do at Cold Stone?
Actually, what I did is I made the ice cream up and I put it in a container, just using one of my mini scoops, and I did it ahead of time and froze it. And so then I have a little bit of a drive, but they were still nice and frozen in the container, and I put them in a sample cup. And then I took the strawberries chopped up fresh and had them cold in the refrigerator and transported them in a thermos that way, and just put it over the top like a little sundae if they wanted the strawberries.
Ooh, delicious. Anybody else that tried the banana ice cream that wants to share some tips?
I tried a different recipe. It was a mixed fruit, a kind of a slush in the blender. I can't remember where it came from, but it was also cold and mixed fruit, and it went over really well. Yeah.
Oh, almost more like a sorbet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Frozen ice. Yeah.
Linda or Lynette, that would be awesome if you wouldn't mind sharing that recipe, because that might be something I'll add to the facilitator notes. And for people that maybe did banana ice cream, it'd be a good alternative.
Okay, it might have been suggested, one of the suggestions with the newsletter way back when, but I'll look and see if I can find it.
Could be that I can't remember back then.
I know, I can't either. And then for February is usually Heart Healthy Month. I usually have a speaker come and speak also, you know, from the hospital or recreational therapist or something like that.
Nice, nice. How about activity for this month? Any thoughts from you guys about things that might go well to talk about people's hearts? I know sleep also is something we could chat about, because it seems like as people get older that they wake up a lot in the middle of the night. Their sleep gets disrupted, or people, if they live alone or they have some breathing trouble, sometimes they're just falling asleep like in their chair with a TV on. But any thoughts on sleep that you'd like to, bring up as well?
And you've got 1 minute left.
1 minute, okay.
I will share that we talked about good sleep habits and just everybody I tried to get everybody to use their voice and to talk about what routine they go through. For activity, I did the similar thing, is had them share what they were doing and the importance of having a buddy, somebody to talk with, and to have their stretch bands next to them while they're doing commercial breaks.
Perfect. I like that, and I really like the sharing.
Yeah.
We have about 30 seconds. So what we'll do the next couple weeks is I really want to lay out those next 3 newsletters and get some ideas. And then as Janet knows more, we're going to just talk about what are some ways that we might deliver moving forward. Even if we're face-to-face, what types of changes do we need to possibly make?
I have a quick...
we might be in a room, but we might still have changes.
Yep. Ami, you had a quick question?
Yeah, I have a quick